My name's Adam Manaka and I'm the Financial Controller for Hi-Tech Oils. With our national capacity, we can now service Australian companies nationwide. Of late, we have now expanded into the New Zealand market. Here at Hi-Tech Oils, we receive premium base oils and premium additive packs. Together, with our highly trained staff, we manufacture over 500 premium quality products. Hi-Tech Oils is Australian made and Australian owned.
Hello again, Oulton Park, Bank Holiday Monday, glorious weather, the temperature's in the mid-20s. It's just the most fabulous setting. Look how people have turned out. We're here for the second round of the Hyundai Construction Equipment British Sidecar Championship. There's only one race on the programme, so we're going to have plenty of time to have a look round, get a flavour for the event, talk to some of the riders. I can tell you, series leaders Steve Kershaw and Stuart Clark are on pole, and they were almost 2 seconds faster than anyone else in this morning's warm-up. The 600s are going well round here. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood have got their Quattro Plant JG Speedfit Kawasaki dialed in. They're going well. The reigning Cup champions Todd Ellis and Charlie Richardson, they're on a 600, of course. They are also flying, but also Phil Bell and Stuart Ramsey on another 1000cc Kawasaki, the Marin Motorsports bike, are going to be pushing Kershaw all the way. No Birchells, no Tim Reeves. There's a World Championship round coming up, so they're away playing somewhere else. There's everything to play for here and lots of points, but only the one race in what I have to say are the most magnificent conditions. Enjoy. Good to see Steve Kershaw, Stuart Clark on top of the pile. They promised everything last year, they've delivered this year. The Founds brothers second and third on 600s. The Birchells are away, it's World Championship time. Todd Ellis, Chaz Richardson, they are here, they're going quickly too. 600 Cup table is close. Alan Founds, Tom Christie on top. Good to see Rob Biggs back in the paddock after that horrendous crash way back last season at Thruxton. Local ground for him, back for the first time at Oulton Park on a 600. Have you had much time to dial the bike in, Rob?
No, Barry. Since the incident, we've had to get a new chassis, and we decided that the way the championship's going, we may as well commit to 600s. And it's just been a long process getting it all to come together. It's a lot different. You rev a lot more. You've got to keep the revs up, and the corner speeds are different. And yeah, it's a big learning curve. And you know, I just need time on the bike really, and I think that will come.
The 600 rule, we now allow you, if you like, to score points on equal terms with the big bikes. Do you feel that's the way it's going?
Yeah, I mean, the more you listen to people, and the World Championship going 600 and everything else, and this new rule where we're in the same championship as them, I mean, the 600s have got, in the end, are going to be the way forward, and that was why I took the decision to do it, really. If I hadn't smashed my bike up, I'm sure I probably would have carried on with 1000 for another year, but because we're in a situation to change, we did.
Expensive effort that, but yeah, you're through it, and it's good to see you back. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
On the grid then for the one and only race here at Oulton, the track temperature, I have to tell you, in excess of 45 degrees. It's been absolutely stunning today, so it's going to be a terrific race. From here we go to Snetterton for round 3, and then round 4, the Cadwell Revival, our own event, non-BSP, a plethora of sidecars, but right now, here and now, pole position, Steve Kershaw and Stuart Clark on the Molson Santander Salt Kawasaki. They were 2 seconds quicker than anyone else in qualifying, so we expect nothing less than a dominant performance from them. Let's hope I haven't put the kiss on them. Phil Bell, Stuart Ramsey, they're on a big bike as well. They're very quick on the Marin Motorsports Kawasaki. Fastest of the 600s over there, carrying the red plate. That's the rule, red-plated 600s. Todd Ellis and Charlie Richardson, the reigning Cup champions. They're going to be chased all the way by the former double champions, Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood, on the Quattro Plant JG Speedfit Kawasaki. 14 bikes on the grid. That doesn't matter. The racing is going to be terrific in these perfect conditions. Oulton Park looking stunning in the sunshine, and a good crowd. We're at the end of the day, but that doesn't matter. We must have had upwards of 40,000 people in here this bank holiday weekend for the British Superbikes. And at the end of the programme, we've got this 12-lap race. And Oulton Park lends itself to sidecars. It's got a long history of sidecar racing over the years. Just look at that. They absolutely love it. The 2.7-mile Oulton Park circuit. And they go from here, when the lights go, down towards the right-hander of Old Hall, and it's Kershaw like a rocket ship, but Todd Ellis in the middle. On board with Gary Horspoll and James Connell on the Sleaford Quality Foods Baker Plant Kawasaki. And he's a good regular in the championship, Gary Horspoll. Always turns up, always smart, family affair, but look at the front. Steve Kershaw, there's another family affair. They're here in numbers, the Kershaw family. Onto the grass, Nev Jones. Nev Jones, number 75, and Rob Child. On the left, Lewis Blackstock and Patrick Rosney on that short wheelbase. It's a short chassis Honda, their TT bike, going underneath Rob Biggs and Jerome Schmitz into the hairpin. The Shell Oils hairpin here. Round they go. It's heavily banked. You can see that little short outfit, very quick. No logos on it because it's brand new. They only brought it here for the weekend, only finished it the night before, and they're getting that sorted out before they go road racing with it. Rod Robinson and Kirsty Hawkswell, the number 10. Rod Robinson, another regular in this championship. Another lady passenger, Shelley Smithers with Martin Kirk. We're on board with him now. Through they go. Kevin Cable and Guy Pawsey, 111, smartly turned out as usual. There's Todd Ellis, there's Rupert Archer, there's Gary Horspoll, and just we saw there Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood, and we're on board with them now on the Quattro Plant JG Speedfit Kawasaki, looking right, looking left as they come out of Druids and along over the undulations towards Lodge. This is good, close action. There's Ricky Stevens, double champion, of course, on the big bike, 600 mounted this year, and they're chasing down the big Kawasaki of Gary Horspoll. You can see the elastic getting stronger on the straight. Stronger or longer, doesn't matter, it's got to be strong. Through they come, Blackstock, Kirk, there's Rob Biggs. Nicely turned out 600, Rob Biggs got that bike built over the winter, and as usual, he's well turned out. Martin Kirk then with Shelley Smithers. She does a good job. Alongside, underneath Blackstock they go. So Martin Kirk goes another place further up the order. Right on the back now then of Gary Horspoll, and looking on the inside, Ricky Stevens, keeping it tight. Through he goes. Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charwood take another place. So they are charging. There, the number 70, the Adolf RS chassis of Hannafin Racing and Rupert Archer ahead now. There it is. There's Ricky Stevens. There's Gary Horspoll, number 32. The track temperature was about 45 degrees. These big sticky Avon tyres working well. Ooh, in a bit deep for Kirk. There goes Blackstock. There's Rob Biggs on the Taurus tools. Honda looking very smart. Away they go, up Clay Hill. We are already at Druids with Stevens. Stevens then right on the back now of Rupert Archer. Rupert Archer and Tom Bryant on the Hannafin Suzuki. The Adolf chassis as opposed to the LCR, built by Rudi Schmidt in Germany, and now it fights back. Oh, that big Suzuki has got some grunt into Old Hall, but again up the inside, Ricky Stevens reclaiming the place. What a terrific scrap between these two. 600 plays big bike. Ryan Charwood, the passenger in that lead outfit, one of the strong advocates of 600 class racing over the close season. They acquitted themselves very well in the opening World Championship round in Le Mans.
with a 4th place, and suspect they'll be doing 1 or 2 more World Championship rounds over the course of the season, those that don't clash with this championship, which is their priority. Rupert Archer then, Rupert Archer and Tom Bryant, a new pairing for this year, but they seem to have clicked very well indeed. The crowd loving this one, and why would they not love it? Race leaders, Kershaw and Clark, who set a 1:43.3 on the previous lap against the existing lap record of 1:41.979 Tim and Tristan Reeves last year. So they're a 2.5 seconds off Tim Reeves' lap record pace, but they've got a handsome lead here now, so there is no need to hurry. When I say hurry, over Hilltop, down towards His chicane. Handsome lead, no one else in sight. Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood now on the back of Todd Ellis and Charlie Richardson, so they are clawing their way through the field. And Todd Ellis is a hard charger. He doesn't want to surrender that place easily, and he won't, I can assure you. His stepfather, Gary Bryan, who should have been here on his 1000cc, severed a finger with a ride-on mower a matter of a couple of days ago. So he's nursing that injured right hand, but he will be in the Isle of Man TT. They're tough boys. Oh, that was out of shape. The back end stepped out. Todd Ellis then almost throwing caution to the wind here, but Ricky Stevens is going in on the brakes here at Lodge, and through he goes underneath Todd Ellis. You've got a bird's eye view of that one, absolutely on board. Through his corner speed, phenomenal, Ricky Stevens. One step further then, up the race order, Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. They are clicking with this 600, I have to say. They had to push the thing though for the warm-up lap. They had starting problems on the line. Fortunately, they were allowed to do the warm-up lap and reform on the grid. Looking back now at the hard-working Stuart Clark on board Steve Kershaw's outfit. So good to see these boys running at the front in the Santander Salt colours. It's been a long time coming for Steve Kershaw. He has never won a British Championship race on the long bike, and it's looking like, unless some misfortune befalls him, that he's on target now for a memorable victory here. There is nobody else on the horizon. Phil Bell, Stuart Ramsey, they're in 2nd place. So we've got 2 1000cc bikes at the front. The Marin Motorsports 1000cc Kawasaki of the hard starting and hard charging Phil Bell is now being closed down by 3rd place Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. Can the 600 wind that big bike in? Again, the flowing corner speed of the Quattroplant JG Speedfit Kawasaki working well. A massive fly has ended his days on our camera, and we are in 3rd place there. Look at the way he rushes in on the brakes. He's quick there. Down, through, and up over Deer Leap. P3 and 5.8 seconds ahead of the man behind. That's what that pitboard language said for Ricky Stevens. Phil Bell and Stuart Ramsey. Stuart Ramsey, something of a, not just a good passenger, a semi-professional passenger. You know, he rides with the best, always delivers. Another man who always delivers, this guy, Martin Kirk with Shelley Smithers, alongside Simon Gilbert and young Jack Tritton on the Draper Racing Yamaha, the number 51 bike, and that is quick, again, getting away from the 600. Oh, thank you very much, obscuring our view. We've got a little window there through the pitboard where we can see them coming up over Deer Leap. Rupert Archer then underneath Todd Ellis. So Rupert Archer on the Adolf RS chassis, everybody else on LCRs, but he's got this German-built bike, which he really, really loves, I have to say. And Tim Reeves, the reigning British champion, has also got one of those German-built chassis for his World Championship efforts this year. Todd Ellis, all flicking the sidecar wheel up over the curb. Tom Bryant doing a good job, as indeed is Ryan Charlwood. They are closing Phil Bell down now. Ricky Stevens over Clay Hill. Up over Clay Hill, that's 4th, up towards Druids. Around Druids at about 85 miles an hour, then getting the power on, up through the gears here, and you can see how that big Kawasaki Phil Bell's. Now this is where Stevens closes in, on the brakes, into launch. That's top gear along those undulations, absolutely flat out. Over the start-finish line, the gap has stretched, so that piece of elastic has got a little bit longer. On lap 9 of 12, and that's a long way round here. 12 laps over the 2.7 mile Oulton Park circuit. In these conditions, you'd know you'd done it. Has Ricky Stevens got anything left here? We're into the closing stages of this race. Stuart Ramsey looking good, Ryan Charlwood looking good, tucking down the diminutive figure of Ryan Charlwood, and that is an advantage actually for a passenger. You might not have the weight, but you've certainly got the ability to make yourself small and compact and move around with a lot more ease than a big fella, shall I say. Over the curb with the sidecar wheel, and Stevens then just 4 or 5 bike lengths away. Martin Kirk round the outside of Simon Gilbert, and young Jack Tritton. Oh, he's fighting back. So that Yamaha of Simon Gilbert, he's going well too. Good, strong race from Simon Gilbert, who was plagued with an electrical problem throughout the weekend. The thing kept cutting out on left-handers. Nothing wrong with it here, though. But Kirk has got him into the right-hander. No, he hasn't. Back again comes Gilbert. This battle for second place, Phil Bell, Stuart Ramsey, ahead of Ricky Stevens and Ryan Charlwood. Just 2 more laps to go. Looking then over the line. This is where the big Kawasaki grunts away. Bell, and you can see the gap now. 3 seconds. Kershaw is slowing. Kershaw is slowing at the head of the race. Let's hope he hasn't got a problem which is proving to be terminal, but Steve Kershaw and Stuart Clark are definitely a lot slower than they were. They're away in the lead, but they must almost be within sight now of Phil Bell. There they are. Down through the chicane. It's a 10-second lead they have. There's Bell, and 3rd place Ricky Stevens. That gap seems to have stretched out a little bit. Maybe Ricky Stevens has run out of puff here. Oh, onto the grass. That's Simon Gilbert out of the running. He and Jack Tritton, after such a spirited battle. The Yamaha, the Draper Racing Yamaha, out of the running, smack in front of the Rock Oil banners. That's appropriate. Ricky Stevens then. Has he got what it takes to close Phil Bell down? He's got a lap, 2 laps to do it in. Are we going to see it happen? He's as close now as he's been the whole race, but the moment they get on the straight, the number 18 Kawasaki just eases away. There it is, look, that gap just gets stretched out again. Old Hall corner, 4th gear, 3rd for some, into there, then down through the avenue. Cascades, the first left-hander. They're at it now, that's Cascades. And then a sprint along to Island Bend. Oh, we've got a red flag. A red flag? What for, I wonder? No sign of any accident. Lewis Blackstock and Patrick Rosney. Stuart Ramsey's hand in the air. But that's it. A pat on the back for Phil Bell. We've got runner-up spot, mate. Well done. Race winners, Steve Kershaw, Stuart Clark, and number 29, Molson, Kawasaki with help from Express Tyres of Lockerbie, a business founded by the late Sam Hamilton, himself a sidecar racer back in the day. And confirmation then of the number 29 win. Kershaw Clark, Bell Ramsey, you watched that battle all the way through. That's how close it was, half a second. Archer, 4th. Ellis, Horsepole, 7th for Rob Biggs and your own Schmitz. Absolutely brilliant comeback for Rob Biggs, well done. All the way down, 13 finishers, Gilbert Tritton retired.
Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charwood, Quattro Plant, JG Speedfit, Kawasaki, 600 power, good result. You've had a good World Championship run. It's all coming together, mate, isn't it?
It is indeed, yeah. We're just gaining confidence, Barry, as we're going along, and we're doing our own job as we want to do it this year, and it's really, really good. And I just want to thank all my sponsors for being on board for this year, because without them we wouldn't be here, and to be fair, they're the ones that are driving us every week to be here, you know, and we get the fun bit. So big thanks to everyone there involved, really. Thank you.
Ryan, I wanted to talk to you because over the close season you were a very strong advocate of going 600 power. You make no secret of that. You've more than justified the decision. Are you happy?
Yeah, really happy. I mean, everyone thinks that going 600 is going to be like an easy option. It wasn't that at all. It's just a way that sidecars are progressing naturally, and you can see that from results that everybody's been getting recently. If anything, it's harder work for a passenger, but you know, we took our time in that race. We thought we had the measure of Phil Bell. He was riding good to start with, just tailing off, and just a red flag came out, you know, and just a bit unlucky with it, really.
One of the smiliest faces in the paddock. Nobody deserves it more than this guy, and Stuart, of course, did a great job. Phil, well done. That was tough though, wasn't it?
Very. From about the second lap we developed a brake problem, so it was a case of nursing it home for all the race, and luckily the red flag kind of helped out, I think. At least we got second instead of third.
Stuart, they always say that Oulton Park is tough on passengers. Did you find that today and in this heat?
It's always tough. This weekend I found it a little bit easier than I've done in the past. I struggled with issues with gloves, motorbike gloves for the road are just no good for passengers, so I've had to adapt and overcome issues, and found a nice comfortable set of gloves, and yeah, moving forward from here I think we're in for a good year. So.
Well, in front all weekend, fastest in free practice, a brilliant pole position, converting that into their very first British Championship win. Steve Kershaw and Stuart Clark. Emotional, but must be immensely satisfying.
Oh, so satisfying, Barry. You just can't imagine. It's been a long time, a lot of hard work, a lot of pain, yeah, it's just fantastic. Really fantastic.
Stuart, Oulton Park, you must be equally made up for him. You know, you've gone well together, you click well together, and you do a great job, mate.
Oh, thanks very much. Steve's just as good, you know. Steve drives smooth as you like, and we'll talk everything through. He listens to what I've got to say, I listen to what he's got to say, and yeah, the whole team just works together. And it's a team victory, no doubt, you know, definitely, 100%.
Well, if you ever want any tips, I've done 3 laps of him. Did you know that?
No, I did, Barry, actually, so I'll come and see you for Snetterton, because our record at Snetterton last year wasn't that great.
It's a handsome lead for those boys then. Todd Ellis, Chaz Richardson right with them, just 4 points ahead of Phil Bell and Ramsey. Archer, what a season those boys are having. Brilliant stuff. The Founds brothers further down the order, but they'll bounce back, I promise you. Ellis then on top of his championship he won last year. Stevens chasing him all the way.
Well, Oulton Park is rapidly emptying, albeit such a beautiful evening. It's been a terrific race we've had here. We move on for the next round to Snetterton, 2 races on the Snetterton 300 circuit, and after that, round 4, our very own Cadwell Revival. That's a sidecars only event. We're really looking forward to that. But we thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Kershaw and Stuart Clark, they deserve the championship lead, don't they? They're going to take that proudly to Snetterton. We'll see you there. Thank you. Bye-bye.
There's more to come on today's show after the break as we stay in the UK and head to Donington Park for rounds 4 to 6 of the Dunlop MSA British Touring Car Championship.